Thanks very much for that kind introduction, Scott. So good afternoon, everybody. It's really great to be here to have the chance to celebrate Don Norman's remarkable and I think truly unique career, and especially his contributions to this equally unique campus that I'm just still getting to know. I'm honored to have a chance to talk a little bit about him and UC San Diego, our past, our present together, and hopefully our future. And in tribute to Don's never-ending commitment to discovering new horizons in design, we are referring to today's festivities as his non-retirement. It seems only fitting. So as I think everybody in this room is aware, Don is world-renowned as a thinker whose insights have advanced design as a fundamental approach to problem solving, an approach that makes sure that technical solutions are really guided by the true challenges that are faced by individual users or companies or even entire societies. Now, as you've already heard, Don played a key role in our university's history already as one of the founders and the founding leader of the Department of Cognitive Science, which was the first department of its kind anywhere. And he and his colleagues recognized that if you want to understand thinking, then you need the participation of humanists as well as scientists, and really all the different disciplines that are connected with the life and the manifestations of the mind. Now, Don, as you've also heard referred to, then went on to become a legend in the Bay Area, where he was hired by technology pioneers to reimagine product development from the perspective of new generations and new segments of users. Now, a few years ago, Chancellor Khosla approached Don, and he did that because he knew that Don's unique perspective could help catalyze amazing things on our campus once again. And so he asked Don to make the unusual step of returning to academia to bring everything he had encountered in his explorations in industry back to UC San Diego. Fortunately, Don agreed, and the Design Lab has become a new chapter in our very non-traditional history here. Now, as you know, time and time again, UC San Diego is ranked among the top universities in the world in terms of the amount and the diversity of research produced on campus and how the research beneficially impacts society. And this is a place where ideas with really transformational potential are generated, but it takes a lot more than having a strong idea to turn the potential into much needed change. And so Chancellor Khosla brought Don here and invested in the Design Lab as a way of maximizing the impact, the actualization of change from our ingenious research and discovery that was already happening on campus. Now, of course, in addition to doing research, we do a lot here on campus to prepare the next generation of leaders and engaged citizens. And in order to do that well, we have to make sure that we do everything to guarantee that whether they start their own companies or work for perhaps one of your companies, they're going to be ready to accomplish the extraordinary. And so the Design Lab takes care to give our students one-of-a-kind, really direct experience with people who have been right in the middle of some of society's most exciting transformations. UC San Diego needs to also connect to our wider community in sustained and intentional ways. Publishing scientific papers, even in theoretical physics, is tremendously important as an intellectual endeavor, but we do need to be able to step outside of campus boundaries and learn more about what the problem solvers in communities are actually encountering. And the Design Lab has galvanized our community here and beyond campus borders by challenging thinkers in all kinds of industries to identify and tackle real problems, the ones that matter to people's lives. So, for example, the Design Forward Summit and Alliance have been driven by the Design Lab to build communities of practice across San Diego, making the most of our very energetic region's resources in innovation. And the civic challenge put forward by the Design Forward Alliance, for instance, invited people from all over the region to tackle the very large scale and pressing issue of mobility. Because if you think about it, mobility, it's ever more pressing as the population in the fixed size region increases, and there are new technological solutions coming along, but they frequently bring their own problems if you don't think very carefully and in a systems manner about this. Now, this particular effort shows perfectly how our efforts on campus can connect directly to our neighbors and friends nearby. Classes run by Design Lab faculty identified specific challenge topics and then engaged the students to participate in the challenge alongside practitioners who are at all different stages of their careers. And what an exceptional opportunity that is for students. So everything that I've seen of the Design Lab during my time on campus so far really inspires excitement for its future. Serving alongside Don, the Design Lab includes faculty affiliated with many, many different disciplines on campus. And indeed, when I was fortunate enough to be invited to speak in the seminar series this spring, one of the things that really struck me was the incredibly diverse perspectives from which audience members responded to my subject, both philosophically and pragmatically. It made for a very rich conversation, much richer than I could ever have anticipated. And this intellectual fluidity really is what makes the Design Lab so capable of dealing with the problems of our contemporary world. The Design Lab helps us appreciate what design thinking looks like in technology, in environmental restoration, artistic production, social change, and not only what the thinking looks like, but how it has an impact across so many fields. Well, looking ahead, in spring 2021, the Design Lab is going to move to a new location in the Design and Innovation Building that some of you may have had the chance to fly through the virtual reality cave. And that entire facility is going to buzz with the energy of creation. It's going to feature maker spaces, collaboration areas, and supportive resources for students and faculty alike, moving great ideas to become change-making solutions. It's going to be located right by the new trolley line and right by our own UC San Diego stop on the trolley line. So everyone in the design community and startup ecosystem will be able to hop a quick ride over here to see Don and the full team in the Design Lab anytime they want. For those of you who haven't spent a lot of time with the programs and people of the Design Lab, I hope today marks the beginning of something new for you. As you'll hear in the remarks of my esteemed colleagues and those who know Don especially well, his influence and his ability to inspire are continuing unabated. So I invite you to join me in celebrating Don Norman in what I think is the way that he would appreciate most, playing your part in the future that he has sparked into motion here. And now I would like to invite Larry Smar of the Qualcomm Institute, Don's non-boss, to come share his perspective.